Pati, and welcome back to A Small Geeky Chica figures. Today we're continuing with our Nendoroid collection with entry number 37, another Haikyu Nendoroid. This time is Haiba Lev number 806, one of our players from Nekoma. So we've already seen Kenma and Kudo from Nekoma, and from this video and our next video we're gonna have our next two Nekoma players that are available as Nendoroids. So that will complete the four players that have had Nendoroids been made, and they have this, which is their standard version, where you can see Lev in his red uniform. And Yaku, which is the next one we'll be seeing, is in his white libero uniform. I do believe they've also released them in their alternative uniforms, but I don't have those. I just have their original ones. So let's take a look at Lev right here. We might have a guest. We might have my little cat coming in. So we'll take a little moment to say hello, Haru. How are you doing? Do you like Lev? Do you like Nendoroids, Haru? Okay. Haru, of course, needs to inspect Lev herself. Okay, now that our special guest Haru is done checking out Lev herself, let's take a closer look at this box. We have Lev. He comes with his volleyball, and we see a whole bunch of different arm pieces and then some couple of face pieces. We have him with like a little panicky face when he's being scolded, and then we also have him, if you can see right there, with his long arm that doesn't even look like an arm anymore when he's about to, spike the ball. And then we have him here where he has one of those poses where he can hold the volleyball, which is really cute. And we have him here being scolded by Yaku, which we'll be seeing next week. Super cute, as you can see, a little preview of that. And then super confident Lev, and then Lev eating some, I believe they are sushi, like inari sushi. That's what it looks like to me. On the top of the box, we also have him with that arm again. And the bottom of the box, we have him eating his sushi. So yeah, let's get him out of the box and take a closer look. We got Lev. Let's get him out. Okay, here we have Lev still in his blister pack, but let's take a look at his little bookie like we usually do. Make sure it's in English. You got a good look there. So as you can see, he comes with a bunch of arms. So he comes with his volleyball, the gyoza, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 arm parts. One being that long spindly arm that sometimes they animate him when he's about to do a spike. And then he comes with 3 faces, an extra leg joint, and then the usual stand leg joints and stuff. Plus it teaches you how to put the bonus gyoza plate and his volleyball onto his arm, which is part I right there. So yeah, pretty standard from what we've seen of other Haikyu Nendoroids. Let's get this boy out of his blister and take an even closer look. We managed to do that without losing any parts, though his gyoza did jump out of the plate. Oh, and he has his little hand that comes with the chopsticks. That's cute. Okay, so we've got his standard parts right here. We can see his little volleyball part of the court, like most, as you've known, as you've heard me say multiple times at this point. The Haikyu ones come with a little extra special stand that resembles the volleyball court, but we're going to just leave that inside for now. And here we have the main man, Lev, with his smiling closed eyes, looking hella cute. Has some little blush marks on his cheeks. A very adorable Nendoroid. I have taken him out for some Nendoroid photography in the past, but he seems mostly unscuffed, untouched, which is good because, as you probably know, I have a lot of scuffed Nendoroids from Nendoroid photography. Let's take a look at some of his other faces. We have another smiling, confident one with his eyes open, and then we have this panically face where his sweat drops when he's being scolded by Yaku and the rest of the crew. Super cute. Love them. He comes with his extra little leg that many Haikyu ones does. This arm is pretty cool because this part is a little transparent. it's not translucent. Translucent, I think is the word I'm looking for, which is really cool. And it goes from his skin tone to this like really weird translucent shape to mimic the speed and just the way his arm moves to hit the ball. It does have a little thumb right here, even though it doesn't have other fingers, so that makes it kind of cute. A nice little detail right there. Hopefully you could see that. And then, yeah, he has, like I said, a hand that comes with little chopsticks that he can put on when he's eating his gyoza that we've seen him. We have this one hand. Let's see if we can grab this gyoza after we put it away. That seems to be the one that holds the plate, I want to say. It feels like it should go in there. Yeah, there we go. It's a little tight because it hasn't been used in a while, but there you go. And if I remember correctly, I think this top gyoza can come out. Yep. So it leaves a little beam there. And this one, in the instructions, I think it was telling us to use this hand for. So let's see if this goes in, which is the hand that uses the volleyball, but they can also hold this little extra gyoza, which is also pretty cool. But let's put that back on its plate, if we can get it out. Yeah, there we go. Like I said, always, you gotta be careful with these. You don't want to be like me and accidentally breaking things because you were too impatient. And we'll just leave that on there for now. And he has the volleyball, which is always kind of tricky to get out of here, but it is the yellow and blue one compared to some other ones I've had the white, orange, and green. I think later they start using this ball a lot more. Then we have all his hands. He's giving a thumbs up in this one right there. I think this arm goes on his side, and just various arms for when he is playing volleyball right there. And like I've said before, the cool thing about a lot of the Haikyu Nendoroids is that you can swap around their parts between different volleyball players, since they all pretty much have the same kind of body format where they have the shorts and the top, which you can always just swap out their arms. So you can definitely have Hinata with a bunch of gyozas, and you can put Lev with his Kema's cell phone and video games, and swapping them around. It's really fun to interchange parts like that. Just don't be like me and lose track of whose parts is who. Make sure you take good care of that. But anywho, let's decide what pose we're gonna put him in. We have this one with the volleyball, where he has like a come and get me kind of face, kind of pose, probably taunting Hinata right there. I do love this pose, but I'm not gonna do that today. And this one seems a little more involved. But I'm thinking, let's have him with the gyoza and the chopsticks, because I think that is kind of an interesting, unique pose, just like how we've had Yamaguchi with french fries. And let's see, Suki with his cell phone and his headphones, stuff like that. So let's try that out, and let's make that our thumbnail image. So let's see. We're gonna need these two, and I think it's just standard arms might be okay. Yeah, he doesn't really have many other shoulders to switch into. And he's wearing this face, but I think I might put the happier face on, just so we can swap out the face for a bit. So let's do a face swap first. And luckily, this guy has completely rounded hair, so it doesn't hurt to take off his head. Unlike some of the other Nendoroids that have a lot spikier hair, sometimes it's just hard to grab without poking yourself, you know? And then we have him, happy face. And then we've already put the gyoza plate on his hand, so we don't have to do that. And then this is this hand. And we might ultimately end up switching back his face. And you can tell I haven't used these because these are a little tighter to get in compared to some other Nendoroids that might be a little looser. Just the plastic expands, contracts, and stuff like that. So it happens. But I don't know. I think I like this pose with him smiling in his gyoza. What do you think? Doesn't he look pretty cute? Like this? Wouldn't you want some? Not gyoza. I keep saying gyoza. I think they're inari sushi. Yeah, they look like sushi. The kind that my sister likes to eat. But yeah, that is Lev. I'll add some Nendoroid photography at the end of this where I have used them. And then we'll get to see him spin around and show off this pose. But that will be it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider liking and subscribing. I post videos every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Usually they're Nendoroid related videos where we'll unbox a lot more in my Nendoroid collection, and every once in a while I also post blind box unboxings like the one you saw last week where I opened a bunch of little blind bags. I hope to keep doing those every once in a while, but I will largely do my Nendoroid collection. Every so often, I also do a bonus video, like my tutorial on how to make crochet sweaters for your Nendoroid dolls, or just some set videos, other things I've been sewing and making for my Nendoroids and my Nendoroid dolls, and anything I can think of that might be related to my figures. I also run a stationery shop and have a YouTube for that. You can go check me out at A Small Geeky Chica without the figures, and then you can see all my sketch with me videos as well as my stationery shop diary videos where I document that journey and trying to build that. And I'm also thinking that maybe I'll add some like of my Nendoroid crochet to my shop. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I do enjoy making those, and I used to sell little beanies for Nendoroids, so maybe I'll do that again. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope to see you next week. Bye bye.